Well, we've made a very clear break from the way in which foot and mouth disease has been managed in the past. We've been living and trying to get on top of foot and mouth disease since 2019, and what we've been doing currently has not worked. We can draw up quarantine areas, but as we've seen, these remain lines on a map in an office, but we're not seeing buy-in and respect of those actually taking place on the ground. And this is because so many people rely on the movement of their animals to put food on the table, to pay school fees, and to keep their businesses going. And so we're moving to a more realistic approach, and we've made a very determined decision now that we're going to move to a full vaccination of the national herd in South Africa against foot and mouth disease. We will then apply to the World Organization of Animal Health for the status of FMD free with vaccination. Once we've achieved full vaccination across the country and we've been able to deal with the hotspots that have arisen, we've been able to deal with the provinces that have been suffering with extended outbreaks, we will then start to push it back into the endemic areas and into those hotspot areas, and then start to release the vaccination program. And what that will then allow us to do is eventually apply to the World Organization of Animal Health for FMD free without vaccination status. This is the same path that Brazil has walked. It's the same path that many of our other countries around the world have used as a staged approach to get on top of FMD. But the realization is that we can't just carry on doing what we've been doing. We've also now made arrangements that we will see inflow of vaccines. We're aiming for 1 million a month. It takes around about 8 weeks for the veterinary services to roll out that 8 million, and so we will have a continuous flow. We're also trialing a new FMD vaccine from Turkey called Dolvet, which is in the final stages of testing its applicability in the South African environment. So we hope to have, like we had during COVID, a variety of different streams of vaccines. Then, of course, coming online in Q1 next year, the ARC's locally produced vaccine, and that will also then be used in the supplementation. I can also announce that we have authorized the preemptive vaccination of dairy herds to proactively start to vaccinate against FMD and dairy herds. And this is obviously to protect those dairy herds and dairy farmers from outbreaks which can have a devastating effect on them. Obviously, there's going to have to be further investigation and how we use and how we handle meat once it's been slaughtered to make sure we can use the full process and value of the carcass. We're also going to be introducing what is called vaccine for slaughter at feedlots. That will ensure that we are able to keep the supply chain going of beef products in the country into abattoirs and into the markets, that we don't end up with high prices and a lack of ability. This is still going to require huge amounts of cooperation from farmers. We're going to have to massively improve our surveillance, and we're going to have to improve our monitoring. And that is why I think it is fundamentally important that there's broad industry buy-in on the RMIS system of animal IDs, because this is going to allow us to properly monitor and surveil those areas that have been vaccinated, to be able to determine what is a vaccinated animal and what is an animal who has naturally now got FMD, and to be able to use that data to better manage the process going forward. So I think it's a sea change for South Africa. We have to do something different, and I think this is bold. I think it's big, and I think if we get it right, like Brazil has been able to do, we can start to really reap the benefits of it.